In this video, I'm going to be playing this Rampardos deck in Master Rank games and over-explaining my every thought process, so hopefully you can learn to play it too. In my opinion, this is the best version of the deck list, which uses Hitmonlee instead of Lucario, which I believe is better in this meta because you want to be pressuring the opponent's backline as much as possible. 97% of my viewers are currently not subscribed, so if you enjoyed this video, please drop a subscribe, I would massively appreciate it. Now on to the gameplay. I'm going first into a fighting matchup. Most likely Gyarados. Okay, so Sudowoodo, this indicates to me that he's playing Rampardos Lucario. Most likely. I'm going to play the Pokeball because I need to thin my deck out to find my fossil as soon as possible. We do hit the Marshadow. Am I worried about Mars? I have the XP, so if he ever Sabrina's the Marshadow, but I don't want him getting even 20 damage on the Marshadow just yet, so I am going to hold everything in hand. I'm not too worried about Mars or red card in this matchup. So he does draw 2. So he has the fossil. Does he have Railu? Okay, so it doesn't look like he has Railu just yet. So the longer it takes him to get his Lucario, the better for us. So if I do 30 to the fossil and he evolves, he'll be on 60. But I think it is important to start chipping away at the fossil so that we can Cyrus that in and one-shot that threat at any point. I am gonna place the Marshadow now. Does it matter, honestly? Not really. I wasn't scared of Mars last turn, I'm not going to be scared of it this turn, and he could still Sabrina and apply 20 damage to it. Next turn I will have to play it though so that we can start putting energy on it. But honestly, if I get Iono, I might be perfectly happy to just trade this Marshadow away, because at this point I still really need to find my fossil. We've applied the chip damage to his fossil, so now we can Cyrus that in at any point. And I feel like in this matchup, whoever kills the opposing Rampardos first wins. Like, obviously the Marshadow is a threat as well and does 100 damage, but it's not quite as big as a threat as Rampardos. But that's what we're going to be targeting primarily. And he doesn't have Gyarados, so he discards it. He might even have Gyarados and realise that he doesn't need to have it that turn. So honestly, quite a smart play by him if he does have the Gyarados and opted to do this as well. It just allows him to reset the 30 damage. Basically starting from scratch. But I am going to keep pinging away at it. Just in case he doesn't have Gyarados and he's forced to discard it again. We hit Pokeball. I'm like a man drowning and he's got all of his fossils. It's absolutely crazy. He gets both fossils, I get none. Farfetch'd is a good card here. It does allow me to two-hit the Sudowoodo. I wonder if I can ever win this game by just using these 3 Pokemon. The Marshadow is guaranteed to get 1 kill. I'm just going to place my energy on the Marshadow for now, and once again hit his fossil. Because if he gets Rampardos down, we're never winning this game. We need to threaten his Rampardos as much as possible right now. He does have Gyarados. I'm assuming he had it as well already. On 60 now. When this Hitmonlee falls, we can currently Cyrus that in to kill it. If we hit it again, we put it to 90, so the Marshadow is always threatening the one-shot. Where is my fossil though? Where is my fossil? Does retreating do anything? Or retreat and do 40? How do I win this? I think the play is to retreat here into Farfetch'd and start attacking the Pseudo with Farfetch'd. I am going to put Giant Cape on the Hitmonlee to prevent him from Cyrus or Sabrina. That way he would have to retreat into the Marshadow to get this kill. So it's important that you get this guy above 20 if you can. I could even Cyrus in his Cranidos and put 40 onto it. What would that do? His Rampardos would be on 80. Honestly, I don't like that. Because the Rampardos is going to be doing 50 damage to itself when it attacks. So it would fall to 30. And we want to get as much maximum value from our 100 damage from Marshadow as possible. So now if he ever attacks, he falls to 70. And the Marshadow will always finish that off anyway. But we also are now threatening the one-shot on his Marshadow. We do pick up the Fossil. Probably we did need it this turn if we wanted to stand a chance. Now I'm going to kill him. He's probably going to come in with Marshadow. I can revenge kill his Marshadow and evolve to Cranidos. And then my Rampardos finishes off the game. That's my thought process at least. I'm just going to attack. Finish off his Pseudo. He basically has to come in with Marshadow now. So I do think I outmaneuvered him in this matchup. I did like the little play he did by discarding the Fossil and replacing it to basically heal the 30 damage. That was quite a smart play he did. He is opting to come with Rampardos. He's going to fall to 70. We're going to finish him with Marshadow. So he's basically hoping we don't have Cranidos right now. And then Rampardos. I'm going to show him the Cranidos. May as well place the Fossil just in case he's using Mars. Not likely though. Now we'll kill the Rampardos. And it's basically checkmate here, there's nothing he can do. I guess he's hoping I don't have Rampardos, but let's be real, even if I didn't, the 50 from the Cranidos is enough to win this game. So he should be probably conceding. Don't really think there's anything he can do here. Really love this Pokeball. I still can't get one of these Pokeballs. He finally gets his Railu, but just seems too little too late. I'm going to show him the Rampardos ASAP so that he can concede and go next. Since that seems to be what he's waiting for. Actually, it does make sense. If he has Cyrus, I wouldn't be able to one-shot, so I did need the Rampardos there. So he was playing to his outs. I respect that. I'm actually versing a grass deck this time. I'm getting the Hitmonlee start, which is really good. I think I am favoured in this matchup. We'll see what happens. I don't run any EXs for the Meowscarada to do tons of damage to. He doesn't really have a way of quickly dealing with the Hitmonlee, so I'm always threatening his benched Pokemon. I want to maximise my chances of finding Fossil. I'm just trying to think if I want to play the Pokeball first and then Iono, or keep the Pokeball around. I think I am going to get rid of the Pokeball. But there's less cards in my deck and less chance of drawing... more chance of drawing the Fossil. I really need the Fossil right now. You could argue I could play the Marshadow down, but I'm going to go all in looking for the Fossil. And I do find it. I do find the entire family. I am going to place the energy on the Skull Fossil. I'm going to end my turn. I'm not going to place the Cape yet. Very unlikely that he's running Mars in this deck. Next turn I can retreat and push 50. He's never threatening the one-shot on my Cranidos. At most he can do 80. And my Rampardos comes in for the kill. Yeah, it's pretty much a given that he's going to have the Meowscarada on 3, because they always have it. So, I think it's important that I go on the aggression with Cranidos next turn. If he has Erica, he can survive the Rampardos one-shot now that I think about it. That's kind of annoying. Hopefully I find Marshadow here. Let's see. If I attack, I put him to 60. If he has Meowscarada, he's going to be on 110. And if he has Erica, he's going to heal out of range of the Rampardos. I think I need to go on the aggressive right now, though. I think that is the correct play. Because I'm never winning if I allow him to get the Meowscarada down and start hitting for 60 each turn. I never win in that scenario. You could argue I should have waited one turn and just done 2 hits with Rampardos. That way you don't have to worry about the Erica. But then if I start giving him prizes, it slows me down massively. So I'm just going to go on the aggressive and hope he doesn't have Erica right now. He does have the Erica, so I basically called it perfectly. So basically he gets to have Meowscarada on 3 and he has the Erica on command. He's also coming down with the Jigglypuff now and this Brigatito. So I can't even one-shot this guy now. The cape does allow me to survive one more turn. But yeah, I think this game's pretty doomed. So it seems like his deck does counter my deck. Even with Rampardos on turn 3, he has Meowscarada on turn 3 and beats me. Maybe I should have been more patient with my Rampardos. But I was never one-shotting the Meowscarada. Maybe the longer I leave it, the quicker he can draw. Wait, he's doing a weird play? He's doing a really weird play. I don't like this at all. Why didn't he just attack? So he does a weird play here. I get that he wants to save his Meowscarada from dying, but if I ever attack with the Rampardos on 10 HP, the Rampardos dies as well, so I'm pretty sure what he did was a misplay. Now I can just retreat and do damage with the Hitmonlee. Like, honestly, that's such a strange play from him. I think I just retreat into Hitmonlee and snipe him off. I'm going to play my Hitmonlee down as well. Just in case he has Sabrina. So now he needs to evolve to Florigato, which my Rampardos one-shots. I think he misplayed massively. I think he was definitely in the commanding position. If he removes this energy, I cannot retreat. Dude, this guy is so lucky. This guy is so lucky. He misplays and he still gets all the luck in the world. Now I can't retreat unless I have X speed. He's pushing 40. Now it gives him a chance to get his Meowscarada down, which would get him out of range of the 130. Imagine how lucky he has to be to do that. Imagine. I think I Sabrina and then push 30 damage onto the Florigato. I think that's the play, you know. I think that is the play. I am going to leave this spot open for now. That is a nightmare. Maybe the play was to do 30 to Jigglypuff, but I feel like the Meowscarada is a much bigger threat than what the Wigglytuff is right now. This way, if he evolves, his Meowscarada is on 130, which the Rampardos can one-shot if he would decide to retreat and go for the kill on Hitmonlee. So he would need exactly Meowscarada plus Erica out of his 3 cards to get out of range of that. I even have the Cyrus, so I can retreat and always finish off the Meowscarada if he doesn't have healing right now. He needs Erica right now. Got 4 cards left in his deck. Let's see what he opts for. I guess theoretically he could retreat into Meowscarada and then heal for 20 with Wigglytuff if he has Wigglytuff. Oh, he has Cyrus. So he's going to push 80. Wait, he's pushing 20. Now I Cyrus in and kill... this guy botched this game. I'm convinced that my opponent misplayed massively. This is a master opponent as well. I'm going to Cyrus in and finish off the Meowscarada. This guy's going to fall to 20, which he does finish off. And we just have to try and kill the Wigglytuff with a couple of cards. I'm going to play the Farfetch'd. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if I'm missing anything, if my opponent actually played it correctly, and I'm speaking out my ass right now because I'm convinced that he botched this game. He could have killed my Rampardos so long ago. Like, I know he would have hit me to 10, but then if I ever attack, the Rampardos would die himself by doing 50 damage. So I really don't think... And he does 20. Now we just need the Marshadow. If we pick up the Marshadow, now we should be in a really good spot. Red is completely useless here. We're just going to push 40. But if he evolves to Wigglytuff, it has 100 health. It'll heal 20. So he'll go to 60. Sorry, is that correct? He'll go to 80. But he's never one-shotting the Farfetch'd. Then we get to push another 40, put him to 40, he goes to 60. So if we pick up Marshadow right now... Also, it's very unlikely that he's running another Cyrus. He's probably running one Sabrina though, so he probably has... Let's see what he has. He has Sabrina. He has Erica. Erica's a completely useless card here. He's used both capes. He has Red as well. So he has Sabrina, Red... And what was the other card I said? Erica. Dude, where's my card? Where is my card? So I can't retreat here because... This is a nightmare. I'm actually going to lose this game. I'm going to lose to this noob. Where is my Marshadow? Also, I could have set up a second Fossil. I just realised I could have been setting up a second Fossil. So I have Marshadow and Fossil in the deck right now. The things that have to happen for me to lose to this guy. It's actually crazy. Now if he has Sabrina, he can one-shot. What are my cards? So my cards were bottom 3, Professor's Research, Marshadow, and Fossil. I can still win this game though. I can still win this game completely. He only has one Sabrina. I have X-Speed. That X-Speed is going to come in clutch. So I can retreat. He's going to push 50. If he's Sabrina's, I'll give him the Marshadow. Yep, I win this game. No matter how much healing he does, it's not going to be enough. Wow, this one really came down to the wire. I'm so glad I beat this guy. So he's Sabrina's. We give him the Marshadow, obviously. His last two cards are Red and Erica. Red and Erica. And this one really came down to the wire. Now we're going to retreat into Gyarados and do the damage. We're putting him to 10. This is going to be the longest game in the world. Let me know if you enjoyed this game in the comments. So, yep, there's nothing he can do now. He's still playing for some reason. His last cards are Erica and Red. There's no chance that he cuts either of those. Why doesn't he just concede? And we finally close this game out. What a game. This game's going to be like 20 minutes long. Actually, it's only 12 minutes, but GG. Going first against a Dark deck. Most likely Darkrai Giratina. We do get the Hitmonlee start, which is what we want. Now we're ready to start pushing 30 damage to his bench Pokemon from any point. But at this stage, we just need to find Gyarados, and we're in a really good position. We have our Fossil, we have our Rampardos. Now we just need Gyarados. We do find Marshadow, which is also a good card to have. I'm going to stay at 4 cards. That way, we're kind of giving him an incentive to use Mars to set us back. But that's what we want, because we want to increase our chances of finding Gyarados as soon as possible. Plus, it's important to hold the Hitmonlee if we find Iono at any point, to shuffle it back into the deck. So he's going to be pinging us each turn. We just want to retreat to safety once it gets to 20, force him to have his Cyrus. Here, I'm on 5 cards now. I'm just going to place my energy on Marshadow and end my turn. So if I ever hit X speed, I could potentially retreat and do 40. But I probably don't want to do that. I think I just want to do 30 to one of his benched Pokemon. Obviously, if he holds his Pokemon, that's also good for me, because it means he's not building up a Giratina, right? So don't get too worried about a scenario like this. Even if your opponent holds their benched Pokemon, that's completely fine, because it means they're not building up the Giratina. This is acting as a deterrent. We don't find the Gyarados still, which is not ideal. If he ever does Sabrina, I need to place Hitmonlee now, because if he has Sabrina, I don't want either of these getting one shot. Giant Cape doesn't do anything. Yeah, Giant Cape doesn't really do anything here, so I am just going to place the energy on the Marshadow and end my turn. The only way the Giant Cape plays a part in this game is on Rampardos late game. That's the only way I can see it really factoring in. But if I draw Iono, it's important to shuffle that in my deck to draw Gyarados. I really just need Gyarados basically next turn, otherwise I think I'm too slow. But we'll see what happens. He's probably going to kill Hitmonlee right now. And if he has Giratina, he probably wants to start building Giratina up right now. So he does Sabrina, so it was important that I played the Hitmonlee down. Now we get the 100... But if he has Cyrus, we're really screwed. I basically need... Actually, the cape does factor in now. Now, if I place the cape on the Hitmonlee, he can't ping it off for 20 with Cyrus. That did actually factor in. So I even have the red and the Farfetch'd. If he doesn't run healing, I could potentially do 160. It's a really, really slim chance. But I am going to use the red now. It's sort of what we have to go for. We'll put the cape on the Hitmonlee to play around Cyrus. Because if he Cyrus'd in the 20 HP Hitmonlee, knocked it out with the 20, he would then be able to just win the game by killing off the third Pokemon. Now he can't do that. Obviously, I'm pretty confident he has more basic Pokemon in his hand. But if he doesn't have healing, we've at least set him down to 40 so we can one-shot with Farfetch'd. But we really need Gyarados soon, otherwise we're never getting through a final Pokemon. Wait, he's running Farfetch'd? What? Maybe it's Darkrai, Weavile, and a Farfetch'd? That's presumably what it is. That's hilarious. Farfetch'd was the last card I was expecting to see here. He's even retreating. He's terrified. He's actually terrified. He doesn't run healing. He pushes 40, but we can now Sabrina this Darkrai in and finish it off. That's absolutely hilarious. I am going to retreat into the Farfetch'd as well, because if he has another Darkrai in hand, he probably would have played it there to play around Sabrina. But it's important that we take our 20 HP Pokemon out of the front spot. Now I'm going to place energy on the Fossil. I'm going to Sabrina. Now if he ever kills the Farfetch, the Marshadow's going to do 100. What is going on this game? I genuinely thought when I wasn't drawing the Gyarados I was down and out, but we still have really good chances to win this game. In fact, I'm in the driver's seat. We're on 2 prizes. He's on 1. His best play is probably to Cyrus in the Marshadow. Finish that off. Then hope to have the second Cyrus. I don't see Cyrus right now. I'm really, really happy. But he does have the Cyrus. That's a nightmare. These guys definitely run double Cyrus. Damn it. I mean, he's obviously took something out to put the Farfetch'd in, so maybe he is only running 1 Cyrus. He has already used a Sabrina. Obviously, my play here is to Iono. I need to find Cyrus of my own. Dude, what is going on? Oh, my play is just to push the 40 and hope he doesn't have Cyrus or a second Sabrina. He's already played 1 Cyrus and 1 Sabrina. If he evolves and doesn't have Darkrai, if he has Darkrai, he can always one-shot, and he has the second Cyrus. What a nightmare. So I am going first against a Dark deck, most likely Darkrai Giratina. Yeah, that pretty much gives it away. We do get the Hitmonlee start, which is good. However, we're going first, so we are at a massive disadvantage in this game. So let's see if we can pull out the win. So for starters, he really wants to have Darkrai right now so that he can start pinging 20 onto the Hitmonlee. He does have the Pokeball, so I'm hoping that's Giratina that he's got. And I'm hoping that he hasn't found a Darkrai. And it seems like he hasn't, so that is a really good... We've got that going for us this game. We do pick up the fossil, so we're building towards Rampardos. I guess I'm just going to place the energy on the fossil. We don't currently need an energy on the Hitmonlee, so may as well place the energy on the fossil. That way, if he Sabrinas, we can start hitting with Cranidos next turn. And if we were to top deck Marshadow, we could then start building up the Marshadow. Because at the moment, we didn't need any energy on the Hitmonlee. I think I am going to push 30 damage onto the Darkrai that he's put an energy on. I think that is the play. Although he's now retreating it, probably into it, to be honest. Yep, he does retreat into the Darkrai. He's hoping to start applying attacks as soon as possible, so that's why he does this. I could potentially start pushing damage onto it. So if I go in and do 50, I fall to 70, there's ultimately 130. He puts me to 110 with his 20 damage. Then I fall to 80. This is definitely tricky. I think the play is to do some damage to the Giratina. I think the play has to be to do damage to Giratina here. So I'll evolve the Cranidos, I'll place the energy on the Hitmonlee. And I am just going to place this Hitmonlee as well, just to play around Sabrina. I don't want my Cranidos getting pulled into the center right now. Does Sabrina do anything for me? I think... Let's see. If I Sabrina... No, I'm not going to Sabrina. I'm just going to do the 30 to Giratina. Because I was just thinking, if I Sabrina and he chooses to put the Giratina in, I can't apply any damage to it. I think applying the 30 is really important because Rampardos is going to be able to finish that off with Cyrus at a later point. And I think it's going to be really hard for the Darkrai to kill the Rampardos. But he does have Dawn. I never considered Dawn. I think I'm actually in a really good spot here. Wait, so if I attack for 130 and put him to 10... this is tricky. I'm just going to put the Hitmonlee forward because we can always retreat it with 1 energy if I decide to attack with Rampardos. This is Marshadow most likely, but it could be Farfetch'd. Does that matter? This Giratina is never getting an attack off, right? We need to kill this Darkrai ASAP. I'm just thinking, how do we go about that? Because we only do 130 currently. If I push 130, he's going to hit me down to 50. And then if I try attacking, I'll just... my Gyarados dies. What if I Cyrus in the Giratina now? Does that do anything? Maybe I just use Hitmonlee, push Giratina, and spend one turn trying to build... try and top deck the red. This is really hard spot. I think I'm going to try something strange. I'm going to try Cyrus in the Giratina, and I'm going to push 130 damage onto it, if I have enough time. If I do get all the actions down, so we're putting him to 10. If he retreats and doesn't have Leaf, he's going to 0 energy. Yes, he's going to push 100 with this Darkrai. Then we can set that Darkrai to 10 health and maybe finish it off with Farfetch'd. And he's got no energy on his other Pokemon. Let's see, how do we do this? So, I attack, I fall to 30. He has to do a hit into me, so Farfetch'd definitely has some uses in that scenario. If we pull this, that would have been a genius play that I just pulled off. We can pick up the Marshadow. I'm not sure if that's relevant. Yeah, I'm just going to play both Pokemon. I know they like to run Mars in this deck. I suppose I can just put the energy on the Marshadow, right? Yep, I can place the energy on the Marshadow because we can always place the one energy on the Farfetch'd when we want. But now he's on 10. He's going to kill the Rampardos. But he's going to go to 2 energy and then 3 energy. So I do think I lose this game. I do run one Giant Cape, but ultimately the Giant Cape doesn't really do anything. But he does a weird ass play here. I'm just trying to see. I definitely think he messed up this turn. I think he just had to attack with his Darkrai, right? I don't know why he did this weird play. But now I can Sabrina, kill one of these guys, and then go with Hitmonlee to snipe the other one. Oh, this Rampardos has a 2 retreat cost, so now the Rampardos is kind of stuck. Never considered that. What can I do about that? Is there anything I can do? Replacing the energy on this Marshadow was a complete misplay. By Sabrina, does that do anything? If I attack and put him to 30, yes, I attack and put him, but then he just does the 20. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna. This is, yeah. I think I made a crucial misplay here. If I attack for 130, he just. Oh, if I put the cape on the Rampardos, so he has to do an attack. Yes. We'll draw. Hopefully I can get the attack off. Right, so now he has to do an attack into Rampardos. he has to place the energy on the Darkrai as well. So I can come in, finish with Marshadow. He can never do an attack onto the Marshadow, and then I can just retreat into the Hitmonlee to finish off. Assuming he doesn't heal above 30. Let's see what he does. I think I'm in a winning position here. I also was getting distracted by outside influences, so I maybe wasn't making the best plays this game. But hopefully you still enjoyed it, because this was a hard match that there was a lot of decisions involved. And we do seem to come out on top here. So I'm going to go... And yeah, he realised, so he concedes. GG. We just completely played around his Giratina Darkrai deck and won. I'd say we outplayed him, to be honest. I'm going first into a fire matchup, most likely Charizard. And I do feel like I'm massively favoured into this matchup, because if he ever tries to build the Charmander, we're always going to be pressuring 30 damage with the Hitmonlee, whilst building up Rampardos. Let's see. I'm not too scared of Mars in this deck, so I can be greedy with holding my cards in hand. For example, we don't need this Hitmonlee on the board right now. Am I worried of Sabrina? A little bit, but I think it's important to start building my fossil right now. Plus, he's never really... I'm just trying to think, if he does Sabrina and then tries to like play his Charmander, am I then forced to discard my fossil, which I don't really want to do? I could play the Hitmonlee to play around Sabrina, but it's very low chance he has it. He could only be running one Sabrina most likely. So I am going to play a bit greedy here. The reason is, this Hitmonlee is an extra card that I can shuffle away to potentially find the Gyarados. The only way I get punished here is if he does play Sabrina, and he didn't play Sabrina. So now I get the best of both worlds. I can start chipping away 30 damage onto his Charmander, whilst also building my fossil. So see, yeah, this hand is... Even though we have the Rampardos, right now we need the Gyarados ASAP. So I am going to Iono this hand away, looking for Gyarados ASAP. Plus there's also cards like Professor's Research that would be huge for me right now. And Marshadow's also pretty good. So I'm going to drop that down. I'm just going to keep applying 30 to Charmander. So I believe Charmeleon has 90 HP, so he's currently on 60. Yeah. In a world where we don't get Gyarados soon, we could be losing this match. But I think I have 2 turns to pick up Gyarados. Should have 2 turns. Plus it's not a given that he has his Charizard in hand. Although they always have the Charizard on turn 3, as you've probably experienced yourself. Somehow they just have it. But we're just going to keep chipping away 30 damage. Maybe we can get him below 100 so that our Marshadow can finish off. Maybe we could get the Charizard below 50 so that on the final turn when we top deck Gyarados, we can finish it off that way without actually needing the Rampardos. But we still have a lot to play for in this game. He only gets 1 head. Yeah, that's kind of good. We do find the Gyarados, so that should seal the deal in my opinion. I'm just going to place... We have all the cards that we want. The only thing we're scared of is Sabrina hitting into Marshadow. So I'm going to place the Hitmonlee, and we're just going to keep chipping away at Charmeleon. So now he feels pressure to start attacking with his Charizard as soon as possible, because he knows he's insanely weak to Cyrus right now. Like, if I have Cyrus, his Charizard is donezo. Or he's getting rid of my Rampardos. That was really smart. I mean, I'm not going to say it's really smart. It was more of like a gamble, because there was no guarantee I actually had Rampardos in hand. And there's no way he could have, like, assumed that I had it, so... He just took the gamble, but it did pay off. It's completely fine, though. But I'm going to Pokeball first. Honestly, I don't even think we need the Rampardos to win right now. It would be nice, but the Marshadow 100 plus the 50 from Gyarados already seems to be enough. We do have the Cyrus. We don't need to do the Giant's Cape right now. I'm just going to do 30 to Charizard. Now he's on 130. He's probably just going to kill with the Moltres, hoping that I don't have Cyrus. So I'm going to send the Marshadow in and Cyrus in his Charizard. Set him to 30. And that way he needs, at minimum, 30 healing to get out of range of the 50 from Gyarados. Then we have a couple of turns to draw Rampardos to beat down the Moltres. Red would allow us to one-shot the Moltres, otherwise we would need to hit the Moltres twice. Okay, so he's building his Moltres up now, his second Moltres. He knows that this Charizard is a liability at this point. But we still have to deal with it because it's always threatening at least one attack, and it does one-shot the Rampardos. We need to Cyrus right now. Yeah, we need to Cyrus right now. Just trying to think if I need a Giant's Cape. If he's running Giovanni, he can one-shot the Marshadow with the Moltres. So I'm gonna do it like this. So the ideal scenario for me is he doesn't have Leaf in hand and he's forced to get rid of 2 energy on his Charizard. So he is retreating and doing 70. If he doesn't have any healing, we can retreat into Hitmonlee to finish that guy off. So he needs he needs potion right now. He's already used 1. Did they have room for a second potion? Maybe, but he doesn't have it. He only pushes 70. Now we need to retreat into Hitmonlee. I'm going to draw 2. We do get the Rampardos. I'm going to retreat into Hitmonlee right now. Now we just need red to one-shot the Moltres, to be honest. I guess I'll use the X-Speed. Get it out of hand just in case he is running a secret Mars. Just trying to think if I can get punished by playing the Farfetch'd down at all. I don't think there's any world where he punishes me, and it does allow me an extra card to play around Mars, which is very unlikely that he has, but I'm still going to play around it because I can. So we take out the 2 prize from the Charizard, but we killed it for exactly 30. You can see that every bit of chip damage we did to it was super important. Now we just need to deal with one of these Moltres. He's only doing 70 per turn. Now I can retreat into Rampardos and push for 130. He's never one-shotting. And we top deck the red anyway, so we get the win. Nice. Honestly, this felt pretty relaxing. Like, it just felt like a free win. It didn't really feel like we were losing it at any point, even though the Gyarados took a while to come. GG. Pretty fun game. Let's see how much points I got from that. Oh, 10. You only get 10. Sad. Going second into a Psychic matchup. So it's probably Mewtwo Giratina, right? He does have his Mewtwo in the front spot. And I know that they did tech in one Giovanni specifically for this matchup and Meowscarada. So he can do 80 to this Marshadow if he has Giovanni, because it is weak to Psychic. So that's something we need to be worried about. The only thing we've got going for us right now is that we're going second and we have our Fossil. Other than that, starting with Marshadow in the front spot is really bad. Let's see, we're going to Fossil. And then we're just going to draw 2 from research. They do run Mars, but we can't really play around that right now. Yeah, this helps us a little. We do pick up Farfetch'd. So he could Dawn and Energy forward and push 50 next turn. But honestly, I don't really think that does anything. I am going to place my energy on the Marshadow. Maybe we can start pushing 40 next turn or something. I honestly don't know. But I do know we're going to need the energy at some point, so it's completely safe to put the energy on the Marshadow right now. So he does opt to Dawn and push the 50. But he's not one-shotting. As I said, he would need Giovanni for that. So he's putting me to 10. I do have the Gyarados, and I have red. So I just need to pick up... I just need to find a way to kill this Mewtwo as quickly as possible. Honestly, I think the play is to retreat, force him to have the Cyrus. I could even Iono right now. Or I could wait for Iono till next turn. This is a really important decision, so I need to think carefully about this. So if I Iono now, it allows me to play potential Professor's Research next turn if I draw it. I'm looking... yeah, I think the correct play is to Iono right now. Because we want to get our Rampardos as quickly as possible. We do pick him up, so that's really good. I'm going to use this Pokeball to fish out the final Hitmonlee. And I am going to play him on the board to disincentivize Mars from coming down. I do want to retreat, but the question is, do I push 40 or do I push 30 onto this Giratina? I think the answer is that I push... holy shit, I didn't notice the time. I'm going to push 40 because we need to get this guy in range of the Rampardos one-shot. The maximum we can ever do is 150, and I know this deck runs a lot of healing. Shit, he actually has the Giovanni. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And that Giovanni completely won him the game. I think we needed an extra 40 from... yeah, I think we needed the extra 40 from the Farfetch'd. I'm just trying to think what my play is now. I could hope that I top deck red, but then I have a 2 retreat cost. I think I'm just going to put Hitmonlee in then. Wait, what? I clicked Hitmonlee. No, you literally saw I clicked Hitmonlee. But I don't top deck the red either. Now he's going to one-shot, so my best play is obviously to push the 130. I don't really see what I can do though. Maybe I can build up a second Rampardos. Let's see, what if I just don't even evolve to Rampardos here? Does that do anything? So I push the 50. They evolve to Gyarados next turn. He can only do 50 to it. Then I evolve and finish off the kill. This guy would be on 100, then 50. Then I would attack into Giratina. Fall to 30. I think that play would get me a tie. Unless I had red by that point. What if I just push the 130, then go Gyarados? Oh, this is definitely tricky. Do I still have Cape? So I do still have Cape in the deck, so I'm going to go for this line. It may seem strange, but he has to use his 4 energy attack. He's going to fall to 2 energy. So at most he can only do 50 to the Gyarados next turn. If he has Cyrus, I am screwed. But this was my best play, I believe. So now he needs to have Cyrus right now. Sabrina doesn't cut it. I'm not too worried of either of these 10 health Pokemon after the Mewtwo dies, because the Giratina is never getting an attack off, right? So here we just push. Here we push the 50. We're setting up for the kill next turn. In fact, if he doesn't have any healing, I don't even have to evolve into Rampardos. And I get to save 50 health, and he does have the Cyrus. What a nightmare. If you think I misplayed at any point in this game, let me know in the comments below. If there was anything you think I could have done differently. I think I played it pretty cleanly, and I gave myself the out that I needed. If he just didn't have Cyrus now, I think I was definitely in a winning position. But let me know what you think below. So I am going second into a water matchup. Most likely a Gyarados deck, but could also be Articuno AT. So it is Gyarados. We are forced to start the Marshadow, which is really bad right now. We would much rather have Hitmonlee. This is a really favoured matchup though. So if we can just pick up the Hitmonlee, we can easily snipe off the Magikarp. Although I'm just thinking, what if he keeps the Magikarp in the centre and just evolves into Gyarados directly and starts building up? That would be a downside of the current setup that we have. Also, my hand is terrible right now. I'm hoping that his hand is just as bad. He does hit Tails on the Misty, which is really good. We do get the Pokeball. We're hoping to see Hitmonlee here. We do get the Hitmonlee. I am going to hold it in hand though and just place the energy on the Marshadow. This way he might think it's safe to retreat his Magikarp. If I'd played the Hitmonlee on board, he would have obviously not retreated. Let's see what he does. So he does cape to 50, so we can no longer snipe the Hitmonlee with the Hitmonlee onto the Magikarp. We can push 40 damage now though, and we do top deck the Fossil. The Fossil's huge here because now we can start building towards Rampardos. Let's see, I am kind of scared of Sabrina, so I am going to place the Hitmonlee now. It's important that we safely build the Rampardos up. So it looks like we're already pressuring the opponent massively here because he's only at 2 energy. Even if he evolves now, we're going to be getting multiple turns of attacks. He does heal back to full, but we can just retreat into Cranidos and finish off the game. A nice quick win against this dirty Magikarp. There we go. You can see how easy it was to win this Gyarados matchup. If you're facing a lot of Gyarados, this deck is for you.